Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Dobbins here. I just want to pop on quick to talk about the December happenings and what you need to be paying attention to as learners. So in December, we have a lot going on. First and foremost, we have our food drive. This is for the Hannah Pantry. So if you could please donate any and all canned foods. We will be offering different rewards. Advisories are competing against each other. So learners, as soon as you come in the door, make sure that you stop at the volunteer table. It'll either be an ambassador or an SGA member or a National Junior Honor Society member. And they will take your donations, record what advisory you belong to, and then start adding it to the scale to be weighed. Mr. Locust and another team of teachers has all dedicated their time and efforts here to get the food weighed, get it over to Ms. Scheinvold at the Hannah Pantry. So by the 12th, we need canned fruit, canned veggies, chicken noodle soup, cookie mix, raisins, stuffing, and tuna. And then after the 12th, we'll give you a new list of items that the pantry really needs. So that is task one. The competition runs this week through December 21st. So anytime this month that you can bring in cans, please do so. Next, universal human rights. So your advisory teacher is going to be talking about this over the next few weeks. And each day on the wave, our anchors are going to be reading the slides that I have up behind me. So if you don't want to listen to me read all of these, you don't have to. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that everybody has a record of all of these. So I am going to go through and read them to you all. And if you could please, I know I have a really relaxing voice, but do pay attention and make sure that you start to pick up on some of the common patterns. What are universal human rights is what you're trying to figure out. How do these apply to us in the United States and as a human being, a part of the world society, right? So these are really important. Generally, though, universal human rights are a list of rights dedicated to all human beings, and every country that is a member of the United Nations usually abides by these. There are countries around the world that don't, but at the same time, most countries do accept these as rights for all human beings. And again, as a part of humanity, we all need to be kind of thinking our way and how this affects us. All right, so before I start reading all of these, I just wanted to talk quickly about the competition that's going to be happening. Your advisory will be competing against other advisories in the building to decorate your door. Your door should represent the advisory somehow. So in the month of December, we're talking about Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, other different cultural celebrations that may be going on. Talk to your advisory teacher and advisory peers about what you celebrate for the holidays, if anything. And if nobody really feels like talking about their own personal cultural celebrations, you can use the universal human rights and just basically put up some universal human rights on your door. Talk to us about what they mean to you or how they apply to the world as a whole, why they're important, basically so that we jazz up the building and decorate some doors and make our building look nice in the month of December to keep us going through sometimes what is the longest month of school. All right, so advisory teachers, I'm going to be reading through these, and as I said, you don't have to listen to me read them all, but again, I did want to have them out there in case anybody misses the wave or doesn't have the list for themselves. So at this point, feel free to pause and just do this on your own or let this play through, and I will gladly read all of these with as much enthusiasm as I can. All right, here we go. Article 1 of the Universal Human Rights. We are all born free. We have our own thoughts and ideas, and we should be treated the same way. Article number 2. The rights of the Universal Declaration, human rights, belong to everyone, no matter who you are, where you're from, or whatever you believe. Number 3, we all have the right to live. We all have the right to live in freedom and safety. Article 4, no one should be held as a slave. No one has the right to treat anyone else as their slave. And article number 5, no one has the right to inflict torture or subject anyone else to cruel or inhumane treatment. So the first 5 basically just give us the right to life and liberty and the idea that you are free. Nobody can hold you as a slave. All right, articles 6 through 10. Article 6, we should have the same level of legal protection whoever we are and wherever we are in the world. Number 7, the law is the same for everyone, and we all must be treated equally. Number 8, we should all have the right to legal support if we are treated unfairly. Number 9, no one should be arrested, put in prison, or sent away from a country unless there is good reason to do so. And number 10, everyone accused of a crime has the right to a fair and public trial, and those that try us should be independent and not influenced by others, right? So that idea of a trial, jury of your peers. All right, moving right along then, we have articles 11 through 15. Article 11 says everyone accused of a crime has the right to be considered innocent until they have fairly been proven guilty. Article 12, no one has the right to enter our home, open our mail, or intrude on our families without good reason. We also have the right to be protected if someone tries to unfairly damage our reputation. Article 13, we all have the right to move freely within our country and to visit or leave other countries when we wish. So the focuses here might be on women, the pandemic, or in other countries. So the diversity committee added in that the parentheses there simply to try and help you guys focus on where that might come into play or how it's been used in the past. All right, Article 14 then. If we are at risk of harm, we have the right to go to another country to seek protection. So that idea of asylum. And Article 15, we all have the right to be a citizen of a country, and nobody should prevent us without good reason from being a citizen of another country if we wish. All right, Article number 16 then. We should have the right to marry and have a family as soon as we are legally old enough. Our ethnicity, nationality, and religion should not stop us from being able to do this. Men and women have the same rights when they are married and also when they are separated. We should never be forced to marry. The government has a responsibility to protect us and our family. So you'll notice in 16 through 30, they are going to get a little bit more lengthy, and the articles kind of provide a little bit of context. So perhaps a lot of you might need to spend some extra time on these latter half, but nonetheless, just something to take note of as I'm going through these. All right, Article 17, everyone has the right to own property and no one has the right to take this away without a fair reason. Article 18, everyone has the freedom to think or believe what they want, including the right to religious beliefs. We have the right to change our beliefs or religion at any time, and the right to publicly or privately practice our chosen religion alone or with others. Article 19, everyone has the right to their own opinions and to be able to express them freely. We should have the right to share our ideas with who we want and whenever we may choose. Article 20, we should all have the right to form groups and organize peaceful meetings. Nobody should be forced to belong to a group if they don't want to. Article 19 and 20 are so important to remember, especially in our school society. Do it respectfully, though. All right, Articles 21 through 25. And again, this is a little bit lengthy. Bear with me here. Article 21, we all have the right to take part in our country's political affairs, either by freely choosing politicians to represent us or by belonging to the government ourselves. Government should be voted for by the public on a regular basis, and every person's individual vote should be secret. Every individual vote should be worth the same. Article 22, the society we live in should help every person develop their best ability through access to work. involvement in a cultural activity, and the right to social welfare. Every person in society should have the freedom to develop their personality with the support of the resources available in that country. Article 23. We all have the right to employment, to be free to choose our work, and to be paid a fair salary that allows us to live and support our family. Everyone who does the same work should have the right to equal pay without discrimination. We have the right to come together and form trade unions to defend our interests as workers. Number 24. Everyone has the right to rest and leisure time. There should be limits on working hours, and people should be able to take holidays with pay. 25. We have the right to enough food, clothing, housing, and healthcare for ourselves and our families. We should have access to support if we are out of work, ill, elderly, disabled, widowed, or can't earn a living for reasons outside of our control. An expectant mother and her baby should receive extra support. All children should have the same rights when they are born. So Articles 23 through 25, you will notice are should be's, right? What is suggested. Each country has a slightly different way of dealing with this, but again, it's the general rule of thumb. As human beings, this is what is largely accepted. Finally, then, we are in our last 5. So Article 26, everyone has the right to education. Primary schooling should be free. We should all be able to continue our studies as far as we wish. At school, we should be helped to develop our talents and be taught an understanding and respect for everyone's human rights. We should also be taught to get on with others, get along is what that means, whatever their ethnicity, religion, or country they come from. Our parents have the right to choose what kind of school we go to. Article 27, we all have a right to get involved in our community's arts, music, literature, and sciences, and the benefits they bring. If we're an artist, a musician, a writer, or a scientist, our works should be protected and we should be able to benefit from them. Article 28, we all have the right to a peaceful and orderly society so that these rights and freedoms can be protected, and these rights can be enjoyed in all countries around the world. 29, we have duties as the community we live in that should allow us to develop as fully as possible. The law should guarantee human rights and should allow everyone to enjoy the same mutual respect. Finally, number 30, no government, group, or individual should act in a way that would destroy the rights and freedoms of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. All right, and Saved by the Bell, if you guys heard it, that is the Universal Human Rights Articles 1 through 30. So over this next 2 weeks of December, we really want you to study up on these, figure out ways that they work in our society or maybe don't work in our society, where injustices occur, and what we can do to maybe be better at protecting all universal human rights. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys around. Have a good day.